This is gonna be a serious video. Here's the sword, here's a helmet, here's a fucking dildo up your ass. Immediate payout and a fucking blowjob bullshit. We'll give you $100,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be a serious video on the history of prop industry, and as I've predicted what's gonna happen back in August with all the regulations, I'm gonna make another prediction in this video what's gonna happen in the next 6 to 12 months in the prop firm space. So let me give you a little bit of history of what's been happening, what's happening right now, and where we're going. This video is going to be in these 3 parts. So in 2015-17, few internet prop firms started popping up. Before internet prop firms, when I had to trade on Wall Street, I would have to have a track record if I would be taken into a prop firm industry. I would either have to go with somebody like SMBC, and they would have to train you for 6 months or a year, and then you would have to pay tens of thousands of dollars for them to train you, and it was more of a stock operation. Or you would have to be self-taught, somebody would have to teach you, and you would have to have a live track record of at least 1 year of profitability, of live verifiable track record for you to be considered to pass the interview for a prop firm. And then you would also have to buy in with your own funds, tens of thousands of dollars, to start trading 100 grand, 200 grand, 500 grand, millions, etc., etc., etc. But you would be scaled up, right? But you would have to have already tens of thousands of dollars of your own. You would have to have a track record as well of live trading of at least a year, and obviously profitable. And that was 2000s and early 2010s, right? Now, come from like FTMO, they've actually revolutionized the industry. And by the way, I was getting paid once a quarter, like I tell in all these videos. You know, everybody's bitching about 7-day payout, 14-day payout, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe some firms were paying once a month, but basically they wanted to see a quarterly performance. Why? Well, let me explain to you why is everybody's bitching about all these rules and this is unfair and blah, 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 blah. Let's say a market, the way you trade, you're very good when there's zero volatility or very small volatility, or maybe like a ranging type of market. So you buy, it comes to support, you buy, you sell at the resistance, blah, blah, blah. You're a good range trader, and that's how you make money. The minute the market starts trending, you start losing money until it starts consolidating again, right? Or vice versa. You're good when the market trends, and then you just get chopped out when there is no volatility, right? And then obviously you have market trending, consolidation, reversals, etc., etc., etc. So you would have to observe a person in all of these 3 conditions in order for you to see whether or not he's a good trader. Now come FTMO, and they said, all right, you know what, because we have such a big influx of internet users, we're gonna simplify the rules a little bit. So we're gonna make it, let's say you have to trade only for 3 weeks time and minimum 30 days trading. Then they made it only 2 weeks minimum trading days. And it was still kind of giving you at least, and again, it's demo money. But because there was such a huge number of users who are still failing, or even in a demo, they figured, okay, even with 30 days, we're going to be able to discern who is 90% who are not really good at trading, with the 10% who are actually can make it a successful career, or at least get to the funded stage. And from that 10%, only, a few percentage, whatever, another 10% would only make it to the being successful traders, right? So that was enough. And then at some point in 2019, 18, 19, 2020s, and especially 2021, 22, all of a sudden, a lot of big boys figured out, all right, why don't we copy this model? Because they were already in the forex brokerage industry. So what they did was they created their own prop firm, but because they were Wall Street guys, they're not really good at they were traders themselves, or were in operations and trading, but they were not really good at promotions. So what they started doing is they started offering white labels to 20-year-olds. And they said, listen, you fucking retard, you know how to promote on Instagram, you know how to do your marketing well, just post all these fake bullshit and bring us clients and we're gonna give you a cut. And it worked. It blew up. So that's how you start seeing all these prop firms being owned by 20-year-olds who have no fucking idea what trading is, or they maybe dabbled in a little bit of trading themselves, and then they show you all these fake MT5 bullshits and all these profits, imaginary profits, and then you see the Lambo, and you all seen, how Instagram promoted. It's not only trading. They promoted all kinds of businesses. Oh, buy my real estate course, here's my rented Ferrari, blah, blah, blah. Then they all actually started buying Ferraris from all the profits that they were generating, right, from promotion. But they were just promoters. They were great promoters for a few big companies who were behind all these firms. And this is why you see all these little firms started failing, especially when the MetaQuotes cut off the MT5 licenses. Dozen of them went out of the business, right? So this is why when I came to this business around a little over a year ago, ago. And then a few months into the business, blah, 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 last August, last June, whatever, I started making videos and saying this is nonsense. Regulations will be coming, meaning that all of this hype will be dying down because I see a lot of bad operators. This is nonsense, what's going on, right? It's like, again, like Bitcoin in its heyday with all these promotions, buy my kitty cat and blah, 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 or NFTs. And it was hyped up too much by people who have no business of being in this business. You know what I'm saying? So it was obvious. It's like 500-pound obese man teaching you weightlifting. You know what I mean? The fuck does he know about weightlifting? He's a couch potato eating Cheetos all day long. That was obvious to me when a 20-year-old kid is showing his McLaren and talking some nonsense. He doesn't even have the proper jargon of Wall Street and he's talking some bullshit. And to person from the street, you know, from Wall Street is like, this is just lunacy. So that's why it was obvious to me that, you know, something is going to happen. And it exactly happened in about 6 months. So this is what you're seeing right now. And what you're furthermore seeing right now, like the True Forex funds, which was in top 10 firm, just called insolvency. And a few big ones like Founded Engineer and the Dungeons and Dragons, that was another fucking just catastrophe, which was obvious to everybody, to me at least, but not to a whole bunch of you, obviously. When you have fucking kitty bullshit nonsense, Dungeon and Dragons with the swords and knights and horses, what the fuck are you, it's just mental. It's pure mental, right? But a lot of you retards fucking fell for it. Well, you know, lesson learned for you. Anyway, so the good part about it is all these bad actors are being cleansed the fuck out because now the pendulum is swinging back. The bad news is the pendulum will have to become more stringent. It will have to make sense. So what happened with these promoters, they started essentially one FTMO and one maybe a few other firms that created this business. They still had stringent rules where you had to show some performance for 30 days, minimum trading days, certain requirements because they don't know who you are. You're just a guy from the internet. You could be 5 years old, you can be 100 years old, and anything in between. When what the hell is going on in your brain cells? Nobody, you know, in your brain, nobody knows, right? And very few people are built for this business, unfortunately. But they still had some stringent rules. But then when all these 20-year-olds come and start promoting, they don't give a shit. All they have to do is acquire clients. So they started doing all these, okay, instead of minimum 30 days, let's do 20 days. Then we'll do 7 days. Then we'll do 1 day. How about instead of 50 minimum trades or 100 minimum trades, we're going to do only 20, then 30. And then, oh, how about this discount? How about this discount? And now everybody has 20, 30 fucking % discounts, a blowjob and a hooker and some blow, and here's a car, and thank you very much, and, you know, here's some money on top of everything. You know, this is fucking nonsense, right? So this is why it all just came down and crashed and burnt essentially within the last few months. And a few that are still standing, there's companies that are operated by normal managers, people who have experience, and people who are actually running a business and not running a promotional company for just stupid client acquisition, and that's it. So when these 20-year-olds started competing with each other, here's the sword, here's a helmet, here's a fucking dildo up your ass, you know, all this bullshit. No Vaseline, whatever option you want. You want Vaseline, pay us another 10%, whatever. But they started competing with each other, and they started creating these dumbass fucking rules for trading where it's basically, you know, oh yeah, you can take 2 trades and make 10% on it. No problem. We'll give you $100,000 because they never gave anybody $100,000. It was all bullshit. So all of a sudden, these rules that were created, they became so asinine that now it's just all these companies becoming insolvent. Because you cannot make money when give somebody $100,000 to trade when he paid in $500 and all he has to do is on demo account trade for 10%. So he fucking YOLOs a couple of trades. Boom, he gets lucky on a FOMC day or NFP day or whatever. 2-3 trades, boom, he's you know, and he gets 10%, and then he YOLOs again. And all it costs him to try is $500 to get, you know, to a $100,000 account. It's an asinine. It shows no track record. It shows no ability to trade. It shows nothing at all. Nothing. You're just a dude, a fucking 8-year-old kid from the internet who got lucky. You understand how asinine? So unfortunately, or fortunately, the pendulum will be swinging back. All these companies are going out of business. The real companies will make rules normal again. So the pendulum will be swinging back where the rules will be more stringent. You will have to show that you can not only make 2 trades and then here you go as a bag of money just because you got lucky for 5 trades on a demo account in 3 days. Wow, here's $100,000. Fuck you, you know? It's fucking stupid, and it's been stupid, and this business will have to is cleansing itself out of this fucking stupidity right now. So this business is going to become a business again, where you will have to show your track record record, not live track record, but at least you'll have to trade for a few weeks time minimum. You will have to show us an ability, not only me, I'm talking about all prop firm industry. They're all scrambling, and you see all these rule changes, you know, Funding Pips is changing rules, this company's changing rules, FTMO just said to hell with you all in the United States altogether, fuck you, goodbye. You know, we had enough of that fucking nonsense. So all these little rules, they're all trying to scramble, change little things, but in reality what's going to happen is this. In about 6 months time, you will all have to trade at least for 2-3 weeks time to have 20, 30, 40 trades in on demo, just to see that you know what the fuck you're doing. Why? Well, because I need to see that you know how to trade the news. I need to see that you know how to trade in the trending environment. I need to see what happens to your account when you were trading fucking long and all of a sudden the market reverses, but you still keep buying the dip while the fucking thing is crashing and you burn the account, right? What about consolidation while that's gonna break out, boom, and it's a fake breakout. I need to see you trade it through all of that, and that's what a professional trader does. He has to know which market cycle he is in, what to do, when not to trade, when to trade, what his edge is, and that takes time. So unfortunately or fortunately, for those who are serious about this business, this will actually weed out all the fucking bullshit companies out of the motherfucking door, and it will leave people who are actually are built for this business, who want to be in this business, who have tenacity, who have balls, who have fucking balls, and some testosterone going on to survive this mental agony of getting to the profitability, because it takes a lot of fucking agony, a lot of painful fucking months, if not years, to get to the promised land. But once you get to the promised land, you'll get rewarded like nothing else in this life, okay? And the good news is, once all that bullshit is weeded out, all these promoters, all these fucking kids with their fucking Instagram bullshit is gonna be gone. The business is gonna be run more stable. There's not gonna be all this bullshit. He's gonna be paid, not paid, this, that. The rules will be more clear. They'll be harder, but there will be no more bullshit going on in the industry. So you will know that, okay, I've traded for a month. This is my performance. Boom, done. You're gonna get paid from whatever company you trade with, okay? There will be no need for all these fucking little, oh, come to us, we're gonna pay you with a blowjob in 5 days, but the other company, oh, you know, we're gonna pay you in 2 days, and the blowjob and the fucking finger up your ass, whatever. None of that is gonna exist anymore, you know? I mean, it might be, but these companies will be obviously still fucking dipshit fake companies. And if you're gonna be you want to be part of a normal, legitimate fund prop firm, you will adhere to normal standards that exist in this industry. And those standards will be beneficial to you because you will be taken care of. You know that there's no bullshit, there's no nonsense. You get what you deserve. You eat what you kill. And that's what I love about trading, because there's no upside, which is kind of all these little fucking firms are trying to build in now. Oh, you can only make 2% a week or whatever. They're putting limits and caps on you because they're all scrambling. Instead of realizing, cut the bullshit, cut all that fucking 7, 5, 3 day one, immediate payout and the fucking blowjob bullshit. Cut it all out. It's all bullshit. You have to show that you know how to trade. It takes fucking time. Show me how to trade in 20, 30, 50 trades. Take 2-3 weeks, a month. It's a fucking job. It's a career. It's a lifelong thing you're gonna keep doing. And instead of all these expectations that most people have now are set by these 20-year-old promoters, and you're like, oh, really? I can fucking put $100 in, show you 2-3 trades, and then I can fucking YOLO some bullshit on some news on a 100K account from $500 I'll make 10 grand. You know, that shit is gonna evaporate. It will normalize. And you don't want to be trading in these, because then you have all this headache that comes with this industry. It will be all eliminated, and it will become more fair, more transparent, and it will be more mature. Mature in a fair way for both parties. All right? And that's about it. And this is the God honest truth. Not a lot of people want to hear this, but c'est la vie. You know, you'll be watching this video in 6 months and you'll see that this is going to be the next step, because there's nowhere else to go, because the pendulum of stupidity swung so far up everyone's asses that it has to get the fuck out and remove the stench while it's swinging back. You know, sorry for the fucking amazing visual, right? But that's the point. The industry is going to get mature. You're going to be part of more mature organizations. None of this fucking 20-year-olds running around like headless chickens, and all these bad reviews that you have, all these dozens and dozens of companies that are fucking people over. All of that is going to be gone, because it's going to be more transparent. It's going to be more mature industry, and only big dog players will stay. Even big dogs play, like I said, the true forex funds, right? The TFF, one of the biggest companies, they said insolvency, goodbye, bon voyage, right? So only the strong will survive, and those strong will make sure that they they are legitimate, and that's why they will survive, and they will be fair to you and you'll be fair to us, and you have a mutually symbiotic, successful, and beneficial relationship. All right? Kind of like having sex. So we're gonna end on that fucking positive note. No giveaways, no nothing this time around. Fucking fuck you. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video.